A lot of things in our lives, including childbirth, including pregnancy, including contraception. I think that those feelings and belief systems are separate from the agenda for autonomy, though. I think that I know a number of people who identify from a belief system that you're talking about, but are able to still say, but I still believe that a woman always has to be the one that makes that choice, because all of our experiences are so vast. We can never just inject ourselves into somebody else's experience in life and say, this is the choice that I would make, because we've never walked in her shoes, right? So we don't have any idea what led up to the place where she is facing an abortion. We don't know what her experiences are, what her past is, what her economic conditions are, abuse, or not, or it's just not the right time. So I guess that's what I would say. I think a personal belief is a separate thing from looking at what the agenda is, because what the risk is that we can all influx whatever our personal belief and moralistic system is on any woman. And then at that point, what we're insisting is that women are vessels, and we're not. So, and I don't want to be considered a vessel, and I think probably you don't want to be either, and I don't think we want that for any of us to be considered as vessels. And so we have to just respect that women are going to make choices that we wouldn't make about ourselves and our bodies and our lives, and we just have to be okay with that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mary Lou. I also work with Stop Patriarchy and the Liberation Funds. That's good. Okay, so I just want to talk about the erasure of history as part of oppression. And I'm sitting here listening to this and thinking about being a 25-year-old midwife talking to Maggie, who has watched this happen, and how when I was the 20-something-year-old midwife saying, never before has feminism addressed birth as a feminist issue, and I'm 45 now, so that was 20 years ago. And I just really want us all to be very aware of the way in which the patriarchy, and by that I mean the white supremacist capitalist, and that's a very important word, capitalist, patriarchy, keeps us oppressed, is by erasing our radical history. And how every time something radical happens, it's framed as the first time it ever happened. And like, oh, you know, how historical that for the first time we had a woman and a black man running for president, when actually in my lifetime, Shirley Chisholm ran for president, who was both black and a woman. Victoria Woodhull and Frederick Douglass ran for president. So, we have to, what can we do to make sure this is the last time we say this has never happened before, never before have women unified on reproductive rights encompassing the whole spectrum of reproductive justice. I don't want to be 65 and hear it again.
Thank you. Over there.
For Raven who left last night and cannot be here today. When she wrote Birth Book, which came out in something like 1971. 72. She was invited by a feminist conference to come to New York to speak. When she got there, expecting, as she calls herself, a born feminist, expecting to be buoyed in a group of sisters who recognized what she was doing. She was excoriated by the group, who tore her to pieces because she was expecting modern women to go through the barbarism of birth without major medicalization. So I just wanted to situate the conversation about this whole place where it has been extremely difficult to make birth be a part of reproductive rights and reproductive justice. Because of the incredible variety in how people have viewed this process, and because of the patriarchy.
Thank you, Anna. There's space for the full complexity of reality to be true. That women have been fighting for women's rights for centuries and millennia, and that their voices are covered up under the rubble, and that feminism hasn't made space for childbirth really. And still hasn't fully or really, right? That's what we're all going for. And the question is, will this be the moment?
Can you put white feminism in front of that phrase?
Will you speak more to that, Ms. Ross?
I can just speak in a little while. I'm just asking. I can just speak in a little while, so I didn't want to, get in the queue. But you need to specify which branch of feminisms you're talking about, because women of color in general and black women who have fought for the right to control our births under the conditions under which we choose have been doing that for about 400 fucking years. Indigenous women have fought genocide ever since settler colonials arrived in this country. So when you want to accuse someone of amnesia around the rights of mothers, you may want to specify which population is allergic to remembering history.
Of forgetting. We're sorry if there's been a misimpression about that.
Just say it.
I'm glad. I think we're all glad.
My name is Dawn Thompson, and I have the privilege of giving the voice to the consumer with an organization called Improving Birth. And women are being damaged and traumatized every single day.
Yes.
And the mainstream doesn't get it yet. And we have to come together as a birth community to not let it continue. And we need to give the consumers their voice, these women their voice. And you were the reason I got up, because, filing a complaint isn't getting them anywhere, but we still want them to keep doing it. Because most of them don't hold the system accountable in any way, shape, or form. We've been dealing for the last year and a half with an incredible mom who has a video of her trauma. And we cannot get her redress. We cannot get her support. And it's just, like, how does it work when there's a video? Imagine the moms, there is no video. And most of the people are just telling them, don't worry about it, sweetheart. You've got a healthy baby.
Right. That's right.
That's all that matters, right? And, I think that what you were all speaking to is so crucial. And I think that other people were talking about, the horizontal violence that's going on amongst women. It's very prevalent in the birth community as well. Midwifery is splintered, doulas are splintered. But I think that if we could come together with what Vicki is saying through autonomy, that women have the right to choose where and with whom to give birth, and that they're treated respectfully when that's happening, that it's a place where we can all unite and support the mothers from no matter what the background, no matter what their religion, no matter what their color. And anyways, I feel like I'm rambling now, but we've created, Improving Birth has created a toolkit for mothers to file a complaint, but we've also created a trauma toolkit for those women who have been traumatized and given them resources to heal. And I hope that this is a place where we can all come together and encourage women to find their voice and stand up for themselves.
Thank you, Dawn. Should we end now, Molly, or is there time for any more questions?